All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping headfirst into the brilliant, witty, and kind of wild world of William Shakespeare's comedy As You Like It.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Our story kicks off with a whole lot of injustice, all rooted in family drama and a lust for power. And this really sets the stage for one of the play's biggest ideas, the corrupt, artificial world of the court versus the natural freedom you find in the wild. So right from the get-go, Shakespeare does something really clever. He shows us these two stories that are almost mirror images of each other. On one hand, you've got Oliver, who's treating his younger brother Orlando horribly, denying him an education, keeping him at home, and basically, as Orlando puts it, treating him no better than an ox in a stall. Then, on the other hand, you have Duke Frederick, who's done the same thing but on a much bigger scale. He's stolen the whole duchy from his older brother, Duke Sr., and kicked him out. It's a world that's totally out of whack, where family ties mean nothing in the face of greed.
Now, Orlando, he's got the spirit of his noble father inside him, and he has just had enough. He's not going to sit back and take it anymore. You can feel his frustration in that line. He says his father's spirit is starting to mutiny, to rebel, against this servitude. He refuses to be treated like a servant in his own home. He is absolutely ready to fight for what's rightfully his.
So, just as Orlando's getting ready to stand up for himself, his brother Oliver is already scheming to get rid of him permanently. He finds out Orlando is planning to compete in a wrestling match against the Duke's champion, a guy named Charles who's never lost. And Oliver, well, he sees a perfect opportunity.
And this is where you really see how deep Oliver's hatred goes. It's chilling. He goes to the wrestler, Charles, and tells him a bunch of lies, making Orlando out to be this terrible person. Then he basically gives Charles permission to kill him, saying he'd rather see Orlando's neck broken than his finger. We're way past sibling rivalry here. This is straight-up, cold-blooded murder he's plotting.
Okay, so let's switch scenes. Over at Duke Frederick's court, things are about to get really dramatic. This is where Orlando's desperate bid for honor is going to collide with all the political turmoil happening there.
We get this pre-match report from a guy at court, LeBeau, and let me tell you, it does not sound good. This wrestler, Charles, isn't just a good fighter, he's a human wrecking ball. He's already faced 3 other guys and, in just a few seconds, left them with broken ribs.
So, let's just put a number on that, shall we? 0. That's how many opponents have walked away from a match with Charles in one piece. The odds are, to put it mildly, not in Orlando's favor.
And then, the impossible happens. Orlando, this young, unknown underdog, steps up and actually defeats the champion. The whole court is just stunned. It's this incredible moment of defiance, and it changes everything.
But, winning the match isn't the only prize Orlando gets. His victory catches the eye of Rosalind, the daughter of the banished Duke. They barely speak, she gives him a chain to wear, and bam, that's it. They are completely, totally head over heels in love.
Yeah, that good feeling doesn't last long. As soon as Duke Frederick finds out that Orlando is the son of an old enemy, his whole mood just sours. And all that anger, he turns it right on his niece, Rosalind. Her crime? Simply being her father's daughter. That's enough for him. You see, the Duke's paranoia is just off the charts. He sees how much people love Rosalind, and he feels threatened. To him, she's this walking, talking, beloved reminder of the brother he betrayed. And for that, for the crime of being popular, he banishes her. She's got 10 days to get out or she'll be executed.
And, just like that, our main characters are all on the run. Faced with this absolute tyranny, they've got nowhere to go but to flee into the one place the Duke can't control, the wild forest of Arden. But here's the thing, Rosalind isn't going alone. Her cousin Celia, the tyrant Duke's own daughter, is so loyal she refuses to leave her side. She's the one who comes up with this genius escape plan. And Rosalind's idea to disguise herself as a man, Ganymede, that's not just for safety. It's a move that's going to give her a kind of freedom and power she'd never have as a woman in that world.
And get this, at the very same time, Orlando's story is taking an equally dark turn. The old, faithful servant Adam rushes to him with a terrifying warning. Oliver's hatred has gone to a whole new level. He's planning to burn down the house that very night, with Orlando inside.
And Adam? What a guy. He doesn't just warn him. In this incredible show of loyalty, he gives Orlando his entire life savings, 500 crowns, to fund their escape. And so, with no plan and no destination, they just run off into the night.
So where are all these people running to?
They're all heading to the Forest of Arden. And you've got to understand, this isn't just some woods. It's a whole different world. It's this green world that's the complete opposite of the treacherous, backstabbing court they all just escaped.
And who do we find here? The banished Duke Sr. But guess what? He's not moping around. Not at all. He and his followers have totally embraced this simpler life. He says that even hardship, adversity, is sweet out here because nature teaches you more than any book or priest ever could. He's found wisdom in trees, books in streams, and sermons in stones. It's a total philosophical flip.
So, just as Orlando and Adam are about to collapse from hunger, they stumble upon the Duke's camp. Orlando bursts in, expecting to have to fight for food, but instead, he's met with kindness and generosity. Duke Sr., who was a good friend of Orlando's father, welcomes them with open arms. It proves that real nobility isn't at court, it's right here in the forest.
So now that he's got food in his belly and he's safe, what does Orlando do? He goes right back to being lovesick. And I mean, really lovesick. He starts wandering around the forest, carving these pretty terrible love poems for Rosalind on every tree he can find. He basically turns the entire Forest of Arden into his own personal, very public diary.
And who just happens to find this forest-wide poetry slam? None other than Rosalind, still disguised as the young man Ganymede. She's reading all these sappy poems about herself, and then Celia drops the bomb. The mystery poet is Orlando. Can you even imagine her surprise?
And this, right here, is where we get to the real heart of the play. This amazing, funny, romantic setup. Orlando, the lovesick poet, is about to meet Rosalind, the object of his affection, except he has absolutely no idea it's her.
Rosalind is so clever. She sees this situation and just seizes it. She walks up to Orlando as Ganymede and says she can cure him of this terrible lovesickness. And the cure? It's brilliant. Orlando has to pretend that he, Ganymede, is actually Rosalind, and he has to come and practice his wooing every single day. It's a masterful and hilarious plan.
And what's crazy is, Orlando agrees. He has no clue he's about to get schooled on the art of love by the very woman he's in love with. She gets to test his feelings and teach him what real love is, beyond all those sappy poems. So this leaves us with a huge question, right? Can playing a game of love actually cure the real thing? Or is this whole charade just going to pull them even deeper in? Well, the game is on, and honestly, anything could happen.